Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, so you've brought us some really powerful source material today. It's lyrics from an upcoming SPM track for 2025. It's only 6 feet.
Yeah, that's right. And it's more than just a song. It feels like a manifesto almost. It tackles these systemic issues, but also looks inward at community conflict.
Right, a critique that cuts both ways. So our mission here is to really dig into these lyrics, unpack the criticisms he's making about, say, the music industry, social structure.
And also that incredibly powerful metaphor about struggle and escape. And ultimately, understand his call for unity that kind of threads through the whole thing.
Okay, let's jump in. The sources really start with this core tension, don't they? This duality.
Absolutely. You get this beautiful, almost philosophical line, ain't no weapon stronger than the weapon of love. It's hopeful.
But then immediately, it's grounded in harsh reality. Haters just poison that'll tear a man up. So love is the ideal, but poison is the lived experience.
Exactly. And crucially, he doesn't just leave it there. He suggests this poison isn't random, it's cultivated. He says, from the day you were born, you were taught how to live.
Whoa, that's a heavy line. It implies someone else is setting the rules, basically.
Precisely. It's an accusation, really,
Yeah.
that your life's curriculum wasn't written by you, and then comes the instruction.
Yeah, now take a look deep inside and find out what they did. It's a call to action, like,
Yep.
you need to figure out who programmed you and why.
It's about self-awareness, self-excavation, you could say. And interestingly, one of the first targets for this critique is the music industry itself.
Right, the very system that should be amplifying his voice. He mentions fraud assets talking that won't put them on rotation, gatekeepers.
Yeah, it's that classic struggle, authentic art versus commercial barriers.
Yeah.
But it gets even more pointed, doesn't it?
It does. He calls out the tokenism, that line about telling DJs to use a little Spanish so the city can think we got love for Latins.
Oof is right. It's just devastatingly cynical. It's not support, it's marketing. Using identity for optics without any real substance or, actual support.
Performative allyship, as you said before we started, just making it look like they care.
Exactly. But the lyrics are nuanced, too. They acknowledge the pressure on the people lower down, like the DJs.
Right. With a family to feed shit, they ain't tripping. They're just trying to survive within that system.
Yeah, it shows how economic pressure forces compliance. You need the job, so you follow the orders, even if they feel wrong. It's necessity, not necessarily malice on their part.
But the implication is that the higher-ups are malicious, or at least fearful.
Well, fearful seems key. The observation that showing real equality, like genuine support, would mean that shit would get them ran off the property.
So the system itself rewards conformity and punishes genuine connection, because someone at the top is scared.
That's the implication. It suggests the power structure is built on, or at least answers to, a kind of intolerance or fear of losing control, maybe.
Which leads directly to that really confrontational line.
Oh, yeah. He just lays it out. Don't trip, Mr. Boss. I ain't asking you for any love you can keep on hating. I know you afraid because you see the invasion.
The invasion. That word choice is powerful. He's using the language of fear against the fearful.
Right. It's like saying, you see us coming, you see our culture, our reality spreading organically, and yeah, you should be afraid. Not because we're hostile, but because our truth threatens your fake setup.
It's turning their slur into a statement of power. Wow. Okay, so that sets up the external conflict. But the power of that statement comes from its authenticity, right? His actual life.
Absolutely. And it takes us into the next part, grounding this whole critique in his lived experience.
Right.
The purity of the hustle, you could call it.
It starts with that Stork identity statement. My hood is jet black. I'm the only wetback.
Well,
placing himself as an outsider even within a marginalized group.
yeah, it gives him this unique vantage point. He's seeing things from a specific intersection of struggle and identity.
And his background. Well, it shows how he rejected the official path pretty early on, that line about school.
Oh, the highest grade up in school was my absentees. It's darkly funny, but also deeply sad, isn't it?
It says everything about how the system failed him. The only way he got a high mark was by not being there.
So, what does he do? He drops out and creates his own curriculum. He started rapping about gats and cheese, guns and money, survival.
The immediate reality. Music becomes his education, his trade.
And the hustle was real. The sources paint a picture of serious poverty, selling CDs at the flea market.
And that line, that just hits home. So broke we couldn't pay for free parking.
I know, right? It's the perfect illustration of poverty's trap. You can't even afford the free opportunity to try and make money. That frustration, that grind, that's real.
And maybe that's why the music connected. because it wasn't manufactured.
That's exactly the point the lyrics make. It spread because it was so pure. It wasn't trying to appease gatekeepers. It was made for the streets and for people who was born poor.
So the lack of industry support actually became its strength. It proved his point about the system being fake.
Yeah, his reality resonated because it was real. He didn't need marketing tricks. The message itself was the connection.
Okay, so he's established the external enemy, the poison, and he's established his own authentic struggle. Where does he go next?
He turns the lens inward. After diagnosing the external problem, he looks at the internal one, the self-inflicted wounds within the community.
This is where the critique gets really sharp, focusing on division.
Definitely. He states it plainly. All this gang shit just separates and brings weakness. It's a direct challenge to that internal conflict.
Saying that fighting each other only makes everyone weaker, right, plays into the hands of the oppressors.
Precisely. Which is why he pivots to this idea of the movement. He says, I'm all about the movement, Holmes, and I breathe this.
What is the movement exactly? Is it political,
Yeah.
social?
It seems like the opposite of separation. It's unity, collective effort, recognizing that the only way to fight the outside system is to stick together on the inside. It's an ideology of solidarity.
And he shows the tragic alternative, the cost of not having that unity.
Yeah, that image, it's heartbreaking. The baby getting taught to throw gang signs, growing up full of hate for his own people.
Passing down the poison, it connects back to being taught how to live, but this time the teaching is happening within the community. Misdirected anger.
Totally. Instead of focusing energy outward against the real source of the problems, it gets turned inward, neighbor against neighbor. It guarantees no one gets ahead.
And he boils it down to that stark mathematical truth.
Us minus us is zero line. That's unforgettable.
It really is. If the community destroys itself from within, the result is nothing. Oblivion, no progress possible.
It's the definition of a self-defeating cycle, a zero-sum game where everyone loses.
But given everything, the poverty, the systemic barriers, the ingrained hate he just described, is unity even, like possible. It sounds almost utopian.
Well, he frames it as essential, doesn't he? Not just nice to have, but required. He says for the collective to blow up, everyone has got to be about the same thing.
So unity isn't the end goal. It's the starting point for any success. You fix the internal division first.
That seems to be the message.
Yeah.
You need that shared purpose, born from the shared struggle, before you can effectively challenge the external forces.
Okay, that makes sense. And that leads us, I think, to the core metaphor of the whole track, the escape, the hope.
Yes, the title itself. It's only 6 feet. But first, he acknowledges the pain again. I know they poisoned you, homie, and this shit's deep. Validating the struggle.
Right, he's not downplaying the damage.
Right.
But then comes the pivot.
The big one. Even if you feel buried, poisoned, 6 feet under, you can dig to the top, it's only 6 feet.
That reframing is incredible. 6 feet under usually means death, permanence. He turns it into just a distance, a manageable task.
Exactly. It transforms despair into labor. The grave isn't the end. It's just dirt you have to move. The exit is right there. It's not an impossible climb.
So the message is, start digging. The struggle is temporary. The work is achievable.
And the promise is clear.
Yeah.
Escape the doom
Yeah.
and work through the dirt and have a beautiful life because that's what you deserve. It links the effort directly to a deserved outcome. It's earned, not given.
And the tool for digging, it goes back to the beginning, doesn't it?
It comes full circle. The ultimate tool, the ultimate weapon to overcome the hate and the division is connection. Ain't no weapon stronger than the weapon of love.
Wow. Okay, so pulling it all together.
You've got the external poison from the system, the internal self-destruction of us minus us is zero, and then the way out. Personal commitment, the digging, fueled by unity and love, to overcome that mere 6 feet of dirt. It's all connected.
A really cohesive message, and it starts with that realization you were taught how to live, and the first step is to find out what they did. So building on that, if you have to dig through the dirt, you first need to know what the dirt is, right? What the poison is.
Exactly. You have to identify it before you can remove it.
So we'll leave you, the listener, with this thought. The lyrics say point blank, they poisoned you, and this shit's deep. What's the very first, maybe the hardest step in that self-reflection, in starting to find out what they did? Is it admitting the poison is there? Forgiving yourself or others? Just seeing it clearly?
That first moment of recognition,
Yeah.
that's where the work begins. Before you even think about digging.
Identifying the cause, then taking unified action.
But the core message is one of resilience no matter what you're facing. Remember the title.
It's only 6 feet.